Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Kaha Dash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say, Pawada to all the Akim and Akwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Hanan Nawach, just coming at you with another quick lesson. Praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this article is with Russia. It says Russia vows solidarity with Cuba after Trump says he could take the island. And you know, Trump, he's just all over the place, man. He really is that cruel lord, man. This dude is doing it all. For real, he's doing it all, man. Okay, so it says Russia declared unwavering solidarity with Cuba and pledged continued financial aid after Trump said he expected to have the honor of taking Cuba. And that's in the Straits Time. They got 29 sources on this particular article. Next bullet point they have is Cuba faces its worst economic crisis in decades after U.S. oil blockade severed fuel imports followed the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in January. So they don't care nothing about them having food or water or, you know, being safe. Or this man, hey, he doesn't care about the women or children. Scriptures talks about that, man. How this man, he doesn't care about the young or the old. You know, he's a very vicious man. But let me get that Isaiah. And then at the same time, too, you can see why America is plummeting the way that it is, too. And just Esau in general, just the so-called white race, the biblical name for the Edomites. Because they're running throughout the earth and they're just fucking with everybody. Been doing it for centuries. And finally, that seed that they've been sowing for all these centuries are finally about to catch up with them. That seed is full grown, and you know, it's harvest time for this man, and he's moving quickly too because they know that they have but a short time. Let's get this Isaiah 19. Yeah, the Egyptian about to get at the Egyptian soon too. Where is it at? Let me see, Salakia. What is it, verse? Oh, yeah, verse 4. Isaiah 19 and 4. And the Egyptians, which I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, see, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts. And this man, he doesn't care, man, about his own people. Like, look at the Americans. Here you go, you're 100 trillion in debt. You got all this money, all these resources. You got the most powerful military on the planet, and you don't have sense enough to take care of your own citizens. That lets you know right there that these people are foolish, man, and base men. Matter of fact, let's get that Daniel 4 and 17. Because see, they've been running throughout the earth, fronting as if they're just this righteous people. They're so damn smart. They're so intellectual. But look at how they're doing the earth, like the very place that they have to live, you know? It's crazy, man. Your own people. So you know he don't care about you, Jake, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because he has used our neighborhoods as a damn science project. For real. This man been testing everything on us, man. And, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and his mercy, man, that he hasn't letting this man completely devour us, man. Daniel 4 and 17, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men. And Esau, he's in control right now. He's in the driver's seat, but the Lord is about to, you know, flat his tires, man. About to empty his gas tank, man. He's about out of here. Let me get this one in the Apocrypha too, because he's about out of here. You know, he's really just showcasing himself being out of here. Now his allies, which are his own people, which are Edomites as well, they're not dealing with him now, you know, and he wants help with that situation over there in Iran, and they're not stepping up to bat. They're like, nah, fuck that. That's not our war. You started that shit. You go ahead. You handle. This is Ecclesiasticus 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And we're witnessing the fall of our enemy. And then let's get this second Esdras. And I'll jump back into some of that article. Second Esdras 6. Let me just jump straight to the point. 6 and 9. It says, for Esau, that's the biblical name for the so-called white race, because they're not actually white. They're pinkish to reddish in color, like how the scripture describes Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. See, so he's at his end. That word world is going off into an age or a kingdom. This is his end. This is the end of his kingdom, man. And Jacob, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are next. We got next, man, and it's going to be an everlasting kingdom, according to matter of fact, what's that? I think that's in Daniel, because this is going to be the Lord's kingdom, Yahweh's kingdom, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And when he comes, it's going to be a kingdom that's never going to be broken. And us Israelites, man, this is our last captivity. We're not going back into captivity no more. We're going to rule over these fuckers the way that they've been. Matter of fact, not the same way they've been ruling over us. We're going to rule over them worse. Double, man, because the Lord said gives them double. Let me see if this is the one. Let me start at verse 42. Let me see if this is what I want. Daniel 2:42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay. And this is when you're going into the statue that's in the book of Daniel of all these kingdoms, because this is the last kingdom. So the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And that's Esau right now. They're partly strong, they're partly broken. Some have military might, some, they're kind of like slacking on it. Some got money, some kind of don't, but they all stick, they all have a thing as being together as far as keeping you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans down, you Israelites, and to go along with the other nations as well, according to Psalms 83. Because all these nations, out of the 18 nations that the Lord created, he chose only one, the children of Israel, according to Deuteronomy 7:6, Deuteronomy 14:2. But these other 17 nations, they are the enemies of the Lord, and they are the enemies of the children of Israel. These so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay, but let me start back at 42 again. Daniel 2:42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the Lord, Yahweh of heaven, set up a kingdom, see, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. And that's our kingdom. And this is what they don't want. This is what these other nations don't want. They're trying their hardest, fighting tooth and nail right now. They're trying to keep Jake under, man, to keep us from knowing who we are. They don't want us to know our nationality, because it benefits them to keep us in sin. The next bullet point on this hookup is the New York Times reported that removing Cuban President Diaz-Canel from power is a key U.S. objective in ongoing bilateral talks. So why isn't he moving? He's trying to remove, I guess, brown nations, so to speak. But this is really the Israelites, because the Israelites don't have no might. You can kind of say Iranian. They're like a brown people or brown nation, so to speak. But they are heathen. They are part of the Lord's enemies, and they have power and might to defend themselves. It's us. Jacob is a worm. Jacob doesn't have the power to defend himself. We don't have the power to defend ourselves, man, and keep this man at bay. The Lord has given this man complete power over us and to devour us, man, and that's exactly what they've been doing, and they've been showing no mercy. So when it all comes down to it, they're not going to be shown any more mercy as well. But let's go into the Russia part of this, what Russia said. Because Russia is going to play a key part in, destroying America, man. Okay, so Russia says its support for Cuba after Trump says he will take the Communist Republic. Moscow on March 17th, Russia said it had unwavering solidarity with Cuba on Tuesday, after the U.S. President Donald Trump said he expected to have the honor of taking Cuba. See, this is how look at how this man thinks, man. Let's get that scripture on pride. There's a few of them. I think it's one. Proverbs 18:12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. So this man, he's haughty in spirit, man. And it's 4:14. It just clicked off. Proverbs 16:18. Pride go up before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. And you can clearly see he's not doing well. Trump is not doing well at all. This guy's really looking stupid as hell on the world stage right now. Without mentioning Trump by name, Russia's foreign minister expressed serious concern about the escalation of tensions around what is cast as the island of liberty. Now, mind you, Russia holding down Iran. Russia gonna hold Iran down to go along with China, man. So Esau, he's playing himself basically, and the Lord got him doing that. It says, we strongly condemn attempts of gross interference in the international or internal affairs of a sovereign state, intimidation, and the use of illegal, unilateral, restrictive measures. Trump has stepped up economic pressure on Cuba, imposing an oil blockade that has crippled its already obsolete power generation system. The New York Times reported that removing Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel from office was a key U.S. objective, citing 4 people familiar with the talks. The Times said the Americans have signaled to Cuban negotiators that Diaz-Canel must go, but are leaving the next steps up to the Cubans. See that? So he's run off into Venezuela, which is our people. Now he's running into Cuba. He's over there. He's dibbing and dabbing in Ecuador. Esau, he can never have enough. But that scripture that talks about he takes fields. He takes them by violence. What is that? I think it might be Micah. Let me see. Yep, on Micah 2:1. Let me start there. It says, as a matter of fact, it's a perfect title. Woe to the oppressors. Because that's exactly what Esau is. He's been oppressing everybody for centuries. Verse 1, Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Yeah, because they have the power to do all this shit. That's what I was saying about, us. We don't have no might. We don't have no power to do anything. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. See that? Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. Yeah, but Esau, man, he's about out of here, man. He's about out of here. Let me get that revelation. He's moving pretty quickly, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's already been prophesied for these people to fall off. It's crazy. In the backdrop is a movie playing called Horizon by Kevin Costner, old Western type movie. And I'm looking at Gad right now. Gad is wrecking on wrecking on Esau. Burnt the damn town down. Then fuck Esau up. Bow and arrows all through motherfuckers. They fucking the women up and everything in that movie. Well, that's the spirit. Revelation 12:12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he had but a short time. So they know that it's a wrap. So they, this man, he's like one of those people that, if he can't have it, no one can. He'll blow this whole goddamn planet up if it was up to him. But the Lord is going to handle, man. He's going to handle E the proper way. Okay, but it says, today, Liberty Island is facing unprecedented challenges, which have become direct result of the long-term trade, economic, financial, and more recently, the U.S. energy embargo against Cuba. Russia's foreign minister said. Russia said it provided and would continue to provide Cuba with the necessary support, including financial support. Russia was deprived of an ally when the United States toppled Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. Though Russia has benefited from the high oil prices triggered by the U.S. and Israeli attack on Iran, a strategic partner of Moscow. And that's stupid too, because now here you go, you have to uplift the sanctions that you actually had on Russia, so Russia could help with the oil crisis because you fucked up over there with that, with the Strait of Hormuz being shut down, man. So that's crazy, man. So everything that you've been doing is backfiring. You're looking stupid on every. Here you go. You got to help your enemy, and then Russia is giving Iran strategic positioning on your ass and giving them information as to how to fuck you up. And then at the same time, too, the people got to buy the oil from Russia that you sanctioned already. Crazy, bro. Okay, it says Cuba was a close ally of Moscow for decades after the Communist Revolution in 1959 that brought Fidel Castro to power until the collapse of the Soviet Union. More recently, Russia has supported the island with both finances and material goods, and that's Reuters. And that was it on that. Yeah, but matter of fact, let's go to what's that? Ezekiel. Yeah, man, Esau, he's being exposed, and it's not looking good for this guy. I'm gonna start from the top. Let me just jump to verse 4. Ezekiel 38 and 4, and this is going into Russia. It says, "I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckler and shield, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and matter of fact, in the Amplifies it says Persia, which is Iran, Cush, Ethiopia, Put, and Libya, North Africa, with them all of them with shield and helmet." If you notice, pretty much overall, a lot of these are I'm trying to think, a part of BRICS, so to speak. I might be wrong on that, but I know South Africa. I know who all is it? India, but it's all these nations really. They, and a lot of other nations that want to give support, to BRICS, or they want to join BRICS because they're tired of the U.S. They're tired of the U.S. using the dollar as a weapon against them. Okay, but anyway, Gomer and all his troops, but Beth Tagamar from the remote parts of the north, and all his troops, many people with you. You, God, be prepared. Prepare yourself, you and all your hordes that are assembled around you, and be a guard and look out for them. And that's what's going on. See, the old USSR is coming back because Russia is not. That's the reason why they put NATO together. They put NATO together to keep Russia down. But over time, over these decades, since the early 60s or whatever, Russia been building back up. Russia back on top now, and Esau, these so-called Americans, they don't want no smoke with Russia, man. They're not going over there fucking with Russia because they know Russia got some heat for their asses. And then you got NATO, which is all these different nations, and Russia clearly knows that they're enemies of theirs because they're the ones that's trying to basically strangle them out. See, Esau, he'll siege you, man. He'll build a siege around your shit and starve you, man. He don't care nothing about your kids starving, man. You're this man Esau, this man, the so-called white man, he don't give a fuck about nothing except for some dollars. When it comes to his own family, man, he'll shit on his own family. He'll kill his mama, man, over a couple of dollars, man. But this is a beautiful thing, man, because this is prophecy playing out. And Trump, he's really getting himself in a lot of trouble, man. Because you can't fight all these wars on all these fronts. You not even handling Iran. You didn't even do anything when you was in Afghanistan. You was over there 20 years, spent trillions of dollars, and got nothing done. Left a whole bunch of military equipment over there for them fuckers to hold on to and fuck you up with. Right? All these different wars you've been running throughout the world, dealing with, has done nothing but collapse your own country because you're further in debt. And that's all that they put money into. They don't put no money into. They don't care nothing about the American people having health care or you actually, having decent food to eat, decent water to drink. They don't care nothing about your children, man. Yeah, they don't care. Look at this place. A bunch of drugged out people. Everybody on some kind of fucking medicine. Everybody all stressed out, crashed out. It's just chaos every now and where. You leave your house, you gotta have on a fucking bulletproof vest. You gotta be looking all over your damn shoulders. Because anything can happen in this man's kingdom. Why? Because there's no real justice here, man. This man don't have no real justice. Look at this guy Trump, man, and he's in all these fucking Epstein files, and he's no one's doing anything to this guy. No accountability whatsoever. He's just going throughout the world and fucking up the world economy. You think somebody will be the, winning through some cuffs on this motherfucker, man. Anyway, I'm gonna end out there, man. I just wanted to touch on this for a sec. I mean, it is what it is, man. These are the times we in. Hey, but Russia going back, they gonna hold Cuba down, man. And they, man, again, see this guy right here to the left of Putin. I think if he became president, man, he'll go ahead and knock America ass off. Because he don't be playing no fucking games. Putin, he's a little bit more reserved, you know what I'm saying? He's a little bit more reserved, man, with it, man. He's strategic. He's calm headed. That other guy, man, and that president of Belarus too. The ally of Russia, Belarus. They got them missiles set up in Belarus, man, ready to go. But that Belarusian president too, man, I think he'll go ahead and let things happen, man, to you damn Europeans, man. You so-called Europeans, rather. You Edomites, man. But we're at the end of this man's world, man. So, give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, for being in this truth. Continue on doing the work and just keep on praying, reading, fasting, praying, just staying afloat, man. Just continually asking Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for your daily bread. So, until this thing is over with, because it's getting close, we can see it. These are the prophecies playing out. So with that, Shalom.